Hey everyone, it's Tenrek back with another dive into the tech files. Today I'm with Gitago, formerly known as Coop. Man, it's great to have you.
Hey, how you doing, Tenrek? Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
A little bit late here, but that's what it is, I guess.
No problem. I mean,
Technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, for sure. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everyone where you're from, what team you're on, if you're on one. I forget if you're even on one. What games you play, and what you do for tech.
My name's Gitago. Kind of lost track there. My mind's all over the place. I used to be on Johnstown Steel originally. I joined as a player for Apex Legends. Became a captain pretty much right off the get-go because there was a very short amount of people there. I think we only had like maybe 25 people on the whole team when it first started out. And I was like a little late into it. I made the first signing day. I became a captain, kind of threw my head in the ring, did whatever I could to make things work. Then I moved on to a GM of Altoona team because we expanded to new teams, and because the opportunity was there, and I was one of the, I think, five or six captains total that were picked for it. And I was going to go for Johnstown, but Jolly Jimmy and Winter Rex went for that, and I'm kind of like, all right, guys, you can have that. I'll just, I'm that kind of guy, I guess. So it's like, that's cool. I'll just take the steam because I live right beside some train tracks. Like literally, they're like 10 feet out the window. They're right there. It runs by at least 3 times a week. So I was like, that's cool. So I'm not a player anymore. I relinquished my GM status to somebody else because I was just too preoccupied in a million other things happening with stream and graphics and just everything. So as far as what I'm doing for tech, I have my hands in almost everything, I guess, or when it's needed. Right now, I'm doing stream production type of things where I'm a producer for the league, and I handle the stream organization as far as like setting up the elements in it inside of the OBS studios and stuff like that, making all the animations, things happening that Andy himself's not doing but there's a lot of other things that are universally done, I guess, on my side to make it easy on everybody else. And that's my focus, I guess, is to make everybody's life easier by making things. I like to make life easy, no matter what. If it takes, like I did something with streaming where it took 15 minutes to do something, and I made something, and now it takes me 15 seconds to do it. Mm-hmm. So it saves major headaches.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about speeding things up, especially with everything you do. Outside of tech, what are your hobbies?
Outside of tech, my hobbies that I haven't had much time for the past year because of tech, I have a problem where I get indulged in something and I'm like head force, all in, never stop. Mm-hmm. So outside of tech, though, I ride motorcycle. I have a street bike. I work on my car or cars. I fix things. Ride a bicycle once in a while. I don't play games much often because of tech, and it's just too busy in a sense. Like, I'd rather watch people play games and help them play games and get better, I think, than me do it. Because mm-hmm. I'm what everybody likes to call a boomer in tech. I'm 35 years old, so I guess I am past my prime. Be a father. I'm a dad of 2 boys, 13 and 8. Just take care of life, normal dad, own a house, pay the bills, make sure things are taken care of, fix my own stuff. Kind of boring life. I don't do anything. I don't do much.
No, I mean it's nice to have a life outside of what you've been doing constantly for us. Now I know I've been dying to know, and a lot of people still don't know. You did rebrand recently to Gitago. Can I ask why did you change your name?
So Coop came from when I was a kid, and my name is David, and my last name is Bell. So my friends called me DB Coop, and DB as in Dave Bell, Coop as in Cooper, DB Cooper, who happened to be a guy who hijacked a 747 Boeing back in the 1980s. He stole $100,000 and he jumped off a plane and disappeared forever. Nobody found him. So he was in his mugshot or whatever, he was wearing aviators, and I used to wear aviators. So my
Mm,
friends called me DB Cooper because of my name and the whole reference and him being skinny and so on and so forth. So that's where Coop came from. And as I was gaming and stuff, people were calling me Co op. And Co op is not my name. And it was very off putting. And then people would say it wrong. And so I figured if you're going to brand yourself as a gamer, as anything, you need to find something that's original and that's searchable. And if you search Coop on Google, you're gonna find co-op games. You're not gonna find me.
right.
But I went through a giant list of names that I liked, and this was an old name that I used on a role playing game back in the day called Black Mud, which is a multi user dungeon, which is like very old school. That name Gitago came from that game, and so I went through a giant list of names to pick, and I searched Google, which I suggest anybody do if you're looking for a name. Make a list of all the names you want, Google them, see how searchable it is, see where, if it's anywhere on there, who has that name, how many people have that name. I searched Gitago. It meant hidden in some other language. There was like maybe 15 search things for it, nothing. I made a profile. You search Gitago, I'm the first thing everywhere. You search anywhere, that's me. So that's my brand. That's how I want to make it stick. But people continuously call me Coop, which is cool. I don't mind. That's why I kind of have the formerly known as Coop,
Mhm.
because I guess you kind of can't let go of the past, right? Like they're not gonna let me let go.
Right. Cool. No, I mean it's great to be able to hold on to both of the names that you've rocked, and it's cool to see your comfort in them. So tell me how you first heard about tech.
I first heard about tech, I believe it was through a Facebook post. It was when I okay, yeah. So it was a Facebook post, and I was just getting back into playing Apex Legends, and it was an ad, and it popped up and said we're looking for gamers or competitive something. And I've never really competed locally on anything, so I figured let's go for it. Let's pop this. Let's see what happens. And I signed up. It was a Google Sheet form, kind of how we have now, but way more simple and just, do you want to join? And now, So that's how I heard about it. Was that? And back then we had a little spot in the mall, which was called American Esports, and we had like, here's my shirt then, which has a Johnstown Steel on it, which was our signing day type of introduction here. But that was it. I went up there, I met Seth, kind of talked about it and his vision, and just the whole interview process and stuff just drug me right in, and I immediately was like, this is my career. Like, to be honest, I'm disabled, so I never had a real job besides freelancing, just doing things, photograph, doing insurance inspections on houses, cars, accident scenes. I would go out and take photos of not actual scenes, but after the scene to see what might have caused it.
Mhm.
Was it bushes too high, or was it the stoplight was broken, or stuff like that? Um, so that was my thing, and now, which was like not much. And this I see as, I've always been a gamer. What kid hasn't grown up thinking, I want to be a gamer. I want to grow up and play games and for and make money. I mean, and I'm not exactly going to play games to make money, but now I'm going to stream games and help people play games to make money, and
Mhm.
that's what, and make all these players eventually reach their potential to start doing their dream and to be professional players. I mean, that's kind of what we're all here for, is to get to the next step. I feel like this is my next step in my life, to my lifelong career, to be better.
Absolutely. Now you already talked about your previous experience as a coach, GM. You know, moving through the ranks. How exactly did you get to the position that you're at now, beyond just being with the organization for so long?
I want to say it's mainly how long, but also the amount of things I've done. Putting myself out there. If something needs done and I think I can do it, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna find out how to do it. So I think it was my willingness to do anything and not be asked to do it. If something needed done, I didn't have to be asked. I would just do it. And then I'd be like, this is, or if there was, just tons of ideas, um, I guess you could say I'm creative, where some things I feel like I think of, other people don't quite see it the same way. So then it's like, oh, I want to say it's just the dedication, probably the time involved, and just the skill set that I guess I'm kind of all over the place.
Hmm.
There's a lot of things I can't do. I'm totally not capable of, and I'll tell you that. Like, I feel like I can do it all as long as I have enough time and enough research. I can figure it out, no matter what it is. And I think that's it. That's kind of why I've floated through so many positions,
Hmm.
because I feel in those spots where it's needed, find somebody else that can fill that spot, and then I move on to the next. Is kind of how it's been, which is kind of bad in a sense, but it's rewarding to me as well, because I'm learning new things. I'm helping each step of the company grow. Like, I've had a hand in how the Discord grew out. I've had a hand in how the roster sheets have been built over time and progressed. Lately, I haven't, though, which is fine, because that's not my problem anymore. Um, I don't know where I'm going to end up, though. As far as I understand, I think my end goal is going to be to teach other people to stream, to produce, to how to do what I'm doing now as efficient as they can. And I'm still learning every day. But as I learn, things are going to get so much better, and then they're going to learn.
It's great to see that attitude of continuing to want to pick things up as you floated along all these responsibilities. And I want to talk about a couple of them for a second. So you've already mentioned before that you've been managing a lot of the tech streams. As someone who often casts during streams, to all the people watching at home who log onto these streams and just they see the surface level. Tell me about the experience of managing everything, modding chat, streaming all the games, managing all the devices, just getting the stream out there consistently every time. What's it like?
To be honest, like, kind of made my chest hurt thinking about it for a second. Initially, it's very stressful at first, because there's so many people that are counting on you. The players are waiting. You got the casters waiting. They got things to do. Players got things to do. People have lives and schedules. There's people watching and waiting. There's so many people counting on you, and there's so many things that can go wrong. Even if you just checked it 20 minutes ago, doesn't mean that it's going to work now, because some things just happen. But it gets to a point where you progress past all those issues, and you know what to look for every time. And that's kind of what happened this season. Once I took part of it, is there was these problems, and we just started slowly going through it. And then once we figured out, oh, this is the problem, then we know to look for it ahead of time. Setting up isn't that hard, I guess, overall, but I myself use two tablets, three monitors, sometimes two headsets.
Woo!
It just depends.
Woo!
But that's where I like have a side and side. So, but that was at the office. Um, but now with some software and stuff that I found, I'm able to not do that. So that's, the thing about learning and progressing and getting better. Like, everything changes. So with the stream, I actually created a whole Google Sheet dashboard which controls the stream
Hmm.
remotely. Anybody can control it while I'm not, if they wanted to. Like, you could hop in there and be like, "Hey, Coop, you didn't update the score." You could do it, and it'll activate on the stream without me ever having to do anything.
Hmm.
I've made it easy for myself and for Zeke as well, of course, because he helps on a lot of days.
Right.
And I mean, setting up, it's not tough really. I guess overall, once you get the hang of it, it's just check cameras, check audio, or scenes work, and push a few buttons. Just do, I guess basically what anybody would do in any setup, what a truck driver would do before they go truck driving. There's a pre-checklist. You check the mirror, check the tires. Is this good? Are my brakes working? Is my gas good? Is the oil good? Go through this list and then just make sure it's all good. All right, we're good to go. But like I said, sometimes things go wrong and it can get really stressful. In my position now, I'm producing and observing, which means I'm controlling the camera angles in the game and I'm controlling the scenes while communicating with the casters when that needs to happen. In the future, I hope to have an observer like yourself or Andy, or anybody, which would be in the game, just clicking the buttons, changing the camera views, while I'm just doing the scene changing and the fixing and to make sure the audio is cool. So right now it's stressful. It's double tasking on me. It really, I think it's shaping me, and it can shape anybody to the fact that now I'm prepared for double the workload. And now when this workload's taken off of me later, it'll be like so much easier. I won't have to, there'll be so much less stuff to worry about. And my mind will be working faster while everything's working slower, I guess, in a sense. So I wanna stream more, honestly. Like I feel like with Rocket League, I love to stream Rocket League, and I wish we could do it every day. I don't know why. It's just a random thing.
No, I mean it's great to see you've been optimizing along the way despite all the responsibilities that you've carried. And I want to talk about one more of them, specifically graphic design. As someone who sits in the staff chat and got to watch a lot of that management of all of the graphic design work that you guys do, which you guys do a lot of graphic design work. You have a lot of groups to appeal to, a lot of people watching. How do you restrain yourself from bias or making sure that you're appealing to all the demographics that you're targeting?
I guess mainly what we tend to do is just ask the players, and kind of get their opinion on what they want. And then when it comes to like, let's say demographic, I'm gonna assume you mean like comparing one team to the next, and let's say there's 400 on this team and 30 on this team. Do we give them equal spotlight? Yes, we're going to. I don't like to spotlight one team over another. I'd rather have them all munched in. But there are times you can't fit all the teams in one graphic because there's 15, 13 of them. It's been a while. But so I mean, we always try to treat everybody and all the teams as equal as possible because they are equal. I mean,
Agreed. Yeah, don't overthink it. My last question to you. I'm guessing I'm not the first to say it, but when it comes to a lot of facets of the esport company, especially for newcomers to the staff, you are one of the go-to sources for a lot of advice and for a lot of management and for just a lot of the things that we do. And for anyone who's looking to enter the esport company team, what's your advice?
what's my advice? Well, kind of what I said earlier, I guess, is just be willing to do anything. Don't just wait to be asked. You could ask, like let's say you do hop on and you do want to be a content creator. Don't wait. You don't have to wait for somebody to ask you to start doing something. You can start doing something that same day to show that you're like really out there. I mean, you are going to be asked, but just put yourself out there head first. Just run for it, because this is an opportunity that a lot of us are looking for, and it can take it's going to take us places. And don't be afraid to try and apply. We're open to accepting anybody into the staff. Like I said, as long as you're willing and able and capable to put your time forth, we're willing to put our time and effort to you as well to help you in any way we can to grow your skills, your skill set. If you want to be a graphic designer and you're like, you're not, you need some help, but you want to do it, come on by. We'll get you assigned with things. We'll walk you along and help you with these small things that you might need help with. And then sooner or later, you're not going to need our help. And then you're just going to be hands free. And, that's kind of what this is all about, I guess, in the sense is we are looking for people that already know what they know, but we're also looking for people that know a little bit and want to expand that. So just give it a shot.
It's all about
Don't be
coming.
afraid.
Yeah, it's all about coming into your own. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, Gitago. Are there any socials or places where people can reach you that you want to promote?
Yeah, Gitago Gaming, I think it is on Twitter and Twitch and Facebook. Actually, I think I did it all across. I think that was another thing back in the day too. Was making sure that you have a name that's usable. Coop
Mhm.
was you couldn't find Coop anywhere.
Right.
Coop was already so. Yeah, Gitago Gaming. And that's it. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram.
Perfect. All right. Well, yeah, thank you so much again for joining me. And thank you all for watching another dive into the tech files. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check us out on Twitter and Twitch at the Esport Company and join the Discord server for updates as soon as they come out. We'll see you next time.
Later, guys.